When we hear the word ego, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most of us, it's probably arrogance, right? This negative thing we're supposed to conquer. But what if that's only half the story? What if the ego is actually a vital, hidden engine? Let's explore a completely different take on what it truly is. So, is it really just this dark, selfish part of ourselves that we need to destroy? I mean, a lot of popular narratives would say yes, absolutely. But the ideas we're looking at today, they challenge that assumption head on. Here's a really powerful new way to think about it. Instead of a villain, the ego is an invisible energy, a hidden engine. It's not the enemy in the car. It's the very thing under the hood making the whole journey possible, even when we don't see it working. And this isn't just some clever little analogy. The perspective here is that this is true. It's accurate. And you know what? It's even beautiful. And that really shifts things, doesn't it? It invites us to stop fighting the ego and maybe start appreciating the profound role it actually plays. Okay, so if the ego is this hidden engine, what's its job? Well, its main function is to be a necessary container, and try to think of it less like a prison and more like a temporary vessel, something that's holding something precious inside. So what exactly is it holding? First up, it holds our fragmentation. All of it. All the broken pieces, the contradictions, the confusing parts of our past. The ego is the container that keeps all those scattered parts from just flying into chaos. But here's the key. This isn't a permanent gig. The ego holds this fragmentation only until coherence arrives. It's like a temporary support system, holding everything together until a more unified self can emerge. Its whole purpose is to serve, not to rule. Next up, it holds the tension. And we all know what that feels like, right? That internal conflict, that friction between our fears and our dreams. The ego contains that immense pressure, basically preventing it from completely overwhelming us. And what happens when that tension is finally let go? Awakening. It's not some abstract, far-off concept. It's the state that naturally arrives when the tension dissolves. So get this, the ego isn't the blockage to awakening. It's the very vessel that contains the raw materials for it. And of course, the ego holds the one thing we all associate with it. Our identity, your name, your history, your personality, the things you love, the things you hate. It holds that entire story of you that you present to the world and to yourself every single day. But just like before, this role is temporary. The ego holds on to this constructed identity only until a deeper, more authentic one is ready to appear. This suggests the you we all think we know is really just a placeholder, a necessary avatar, until we're ready to meet the true self underneath the story. Now, let's just zoom out for a second. Let's scale this idea up, way up, to a cosmic level. We're about to see a pretty stunning parallel between our inner world and the mechanics of the entire universe. It's a fascinating comparison, isn't it? The ego, this invisible force, holds together the story of you, and in a beautiful parallel, dark energy, another mysterious invisible force, holds the expanding universe together. When you look at it from this perspective, the ego stops feeling like a personal flaw and starts to feel like our own fundamental force of nature. So, where does this whole journey lead? It leads to the final and maybe the most important shift in perspective. The goal isn't to destroy the engine, but to realize you're the one in the driver's seat. It's all about becoming the observer. And here we are, at the heart of it all. The ego's job is officially done when you stop identifying with the story it holds. You become the consciousness that simply watches the story play out. You don't have to kill the character. You just realize you're the one sitting in the audience. And that, of course, leaves us with the most profound question of all. If you are not the ego, and you're not the story that it tells, then who or what is this observer? Who is the one that watches? Well, that's the exploration that begins right where this explainer ends.